sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the Crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Good morning. Right back like we never left, another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Thank you for joining in. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine. It's a Saturday, beautiful Saturday morning in Kansas City. It's supposed to drop to 50-something odd degrees tonight. Y'all ready for that?
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Spooky season.
I'm ready for jacket weather.
Me too. Hoodie weather.
I like summer. I'm not ready.
You gonna steal his hoodie this year, Steve?
Of course.
It's still his hoodie season. Who's him?
Miss Harden. Yeah.
See, you missed an opportunity to say I'm him.
Yeah. So college football is back.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few games, two games up on the screen. K-State and Mizzou's playing. I haven't seen K-State play at all. Like in the past 10 years, I probably not watched them.
Yeah.
Are they good?
Nah, who knows? We'll ask Broderick.
Mizzou. I'm a Mizzou fan.
Blech. I'm definitely not a Mizzou fan. But anything's better than KU football, so I can't really.
It's like watching paint dry, huh? We got a lot to get to on today's show. It's the start of the 2022 NFL season, and we're going to give our predictions. I'm sure I'll be right as always. I'm rarely ever wrong. But we'll see. Major League Baseball's competition committee, they voted for a major rule change for 2023. We'll talk about that. And South Carolina, their basketball team cancels BYU games over racist harassment at volleyball match. Patrick Beverley, he's saying that LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be playing with him as opposed to vice versa. Pat Bev always got something to say, man. And I love it, though. We'll get to it. But coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week during our Hate It or Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
It's the start of the NFL season. Let's make some predictions. First, with who are your two Super Bowl teams this year?
I'll let y'all go first.
Q?
Okay, we'll do that. So AFC, I'm gonna be a prisoner of the moment, and say the Bills.
Go figure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Bills. I'm gonna jump out there. I think my disdain for the Chiefs is well documented.
Of course it is.
But for Pat and the crew this year with a new defense, with everything, because even when Tyron came in, they lost like 8 straight before they righted the strip.
It wasn't that many.
Before they righted the ship, but
it's very exaggeration.
But I just like Buffalo. I like them as a team. I had forgot about the addition of Von Miller on defense. So just even them getting a little stronger on defense. I like the Bills coming out of the AFC. That may change by like week 8. But then in the NFC is tough because I won't say everybody's gonna go for Tampa Bay, but I don't know if Tom has enough in the tank, and
Okay.
I don't know. The NFC is a toss up, so I'm just gonna go with my favorite and say Philly,
Mm,
even though that's a stretch because I don't know if they win the NFC East, but
yeah. Jess?
Chiefs and Rams.
Mm. Did you watch? You must not have watched the game on Thursday.
Not a
I
whole
mean
lot.
that's week 1 on
I know.
Thursday.
I know.
Going
I
on a
know.
whim.
I was giving her a hard time. So you going with Rams?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like
Chiefs
to see it.
Rams. All right. Why you think the Chiefs going?
I don't know. I just think that last year they still kind of have a sour taste in their mouth, and third time's the charm.
Hmm. Okay. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna have to go with the choosing the NFC team. I like the Cowboys this season. I think they're gonna come out hot. I really do. I think with Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, they have a lot to prove. Like, I mean, people has written Zeke off. Like, oh, he's overweight. He's not the same Zeke as before. And I know Dallas. I got some Dallas Cowboys fans that watch the show. Like, and so I'm like, oh, you finally picking Dallas? No, I think they're pretty good. They're going to be good this year. I really do. Especially from a defensive perspective. You got Micah Parsons who's leading the ship. I think their defensive line is going to be good. And then just as a whole, you got Mike McCarthy has. I mean, people are saying that he's not a good coach. So I like Dallas. I really do. And from the AFC side, I think it's tough division. Looking at the AFC North with Buffalo, of course, I think they're going to come out of there. But the Chiefs, AFC, and people are like, oh, well, without Tyreek Hill, this team, we don't know what they're going to be. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's going to be the beauty of just watching this team because, like Patrick Mahomes said earlier this week, it's like, I'm sorry to you fantasy owners, but hey, it's going to be everybody that's going to be able to carry the load each and every week. So I think it's going to be Chiefs Buffalo AFC Championship game, which is what everyone's going to see. Now, I'm not counting the Raiders out. I'm not counting Denver out. And I'm for sure not counting out the Chargers. Right. But they've got to figure out how to win, just like the Chiefs have to figure out how to win, because got to remember there's a new quarterback in Denver.
Yeah.
There's with the Chargers, they have to figure out how to make the playoffs. They didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and that's I want to see Justin Herbert do well.
Yeah.
I've liked him since his rookie year. It's just that Chargers organization has to be able to win. Like,
and hold on, Q. Here come the Cowboys fans in the comments.
Yeah. And that's and you make a good point about the Cowboys from a defensive side. Philly defensively has lacked for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're kind of taking that 2019 Chiefs model where if we can put up 30, 40 points a game, maybe we can win them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not a good hill to die on. And we saw that with Tampa Bay when they faced Tampa Bay and they were able to have a defense. So I think the teams from the NFC East and also the AFC West, like they're definitely going to beat up on each other. But I think the teams that not only can stay intact health-wise, but teams that can actually grow throughout the season.
Yeah.
You have a lot of teams. It's going to take that 6 to 8 week grace period before they're able to really reach their full potential. And Dallas is one of those teams that can do that. Buffalo is one of those teams that can do that because they have like a solid nucleus.
Yeah, and then you think about just the NFC just isn't what it used to be. Like the NFC was like the roughneck football, if I could say that. Like it was the ground and pound. That's what the NFC was. Like I used to hate watching NFC games on Fox. Like it's just it didn't do it for me. But now you have this strong AFC West, and I think that's the best division in football. Like, I mean, you've gotten this is the only division that has had consistent QBs.
So you don't like the AFC South?
I do, but then you look at they're going to have to figure it out. I mean, you look at Miami, you look at the teams like that, the Tennessee Titans.
Where are the Colts? Are the Colts in the South?
the
It's
coach
always
from-
that's always confusing.
But
to
they
me.
got to figure it out. They got to figure out how
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, with Matt Ryan, he's got to figure out how to. He went from a team where it was like questionable every year to I think the Colts are a legit contender.
They could be.
Yeah.
They could be.
So I mean, but I still feel like the AFC West is going to be it just because you got the consistency at the QB position, guys that have been in the league
And
for a long time.
Really, the worst quarterback from the eye test for me is going to be Derek Carr. And I mean, just to even have that, to be that, I mean, really top heavy at quarterback.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Derek Carr, I'm not going to put him in the bottom half of quarterbacks in the league, but I'm also not going to put him.
He's middle of the road.
Middle of the road. But I think for him, they just signed Darren Waller.
Yeah.
You know, being able to extend him, get him comfortable in the offense.
He got to stay healthy.
Yeah, he's got to stay healthy. Bringing in, Devontae Adams as a free agent, like there's no more excuses for Derek Carr.
Yeah, and I think maybe they're still a year away. Maybe
it could be
because people feel like, oh, well, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, they played in college together. That was 5 years ago.
Long time ago.
Yes. So a lot can happen and people pick up different habits. You don't develop that chemistry overnight. Now I know they've been working all off season, and I didn't get a chance to see what they were able to do in the preseason, but yeah, they've got to be able to figure it out.
And that's my question with Patrick and this Chiefs team, because we sat with McCole on Radio Row, and he, I keep bringing up this point, but people forget that it takes a while. Like he took 2 seasons before he could fully grasp the playbook.
Yeah.
So we see why a Josh Gordon would have issues. We see why different receivers, no matter how good they are and how good they've been, when you come into a new system, and especially with a system like the Chiefs that is not necessarily one-dimensional, like they can kind of do everything, trick plays, they can run. There's a lot of different things that they can do, but being able to hone in on like what that bread and butter is, to have that consistent go-to guy, that was the strength that Pat, Travis, and Tyreek had. They all grew together.
Right.
And that's going to be interesting to see this season. How does Juju and MVS, like how all of these guys gel? Because McCole has had a lot on his shoulders, but he's still not even a starter.
And the thing about that is, and I agree, but the thing about that is when McCole came in, he was a rookie. So the mindset is a little bit different coming from college than going in the NFL. You have a lot to worry about. You got a lot to worry about as far as like you have more games. You got, just learning the NFL as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to be a pro.
Learning how to be a pro from on and off the field.
Yeah. So you've still got that nucleus of guys. You have Travis Kelce, who to me is the number 1 at wide receiver. I mean, even though he's a tight end, I know that, but like he's going
to be number 1 in
Pat's in trouble. Pat's in trouble. Throw it to Kelce,
because that's
he's going to be open,
and that's the comfort zone. But then again, back in the day, a season or 2 ago, back in the day, if Travis is doubled, yes, I'm going to have this X factor that is faster than everybody, and he can create.
And that's people don't understand that McCole can be that. MVS can be that.
McCole could be that, but again, you have a specimen in Tyreek Hill where
you can't replace that.
Where
best wide receiver in football, if you ask me.
Where not only speed, but he has the strength to break tackles.
Yeah.
And that's what we would need to see from McCole. Like, can McCole break those tackles?
You got to remember, though, McCole wasn't able to, Tyreek wasn't able to do that while he was being a return specialist. Remember, people called him a return. He had to learn how to be a wide receiver. To me, he really did. And he still catches the ball in his like bread basket. He's not just hands. So I think McCole could possibly have, over the course of time, can have learned how to do that, especially when they pull him off punt return.
And I would like to see him do well, because he's an undersized guy, and being an undersized guy in this passing league, if you can eke away, you look at your Hunter Renfrows, you look at, even going back to like your Danny Amendolas, like there are different guys that are undersized and they can use that to their advantage. And that's what I would like to see McCole do. Like you want to see McCole fall into that. And really, Tyreek Hill is what everybody wanted DeAnthony Thomas to be.
True.
Before
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
again, like being an undersized guy and
Mhm.
having that speed, you saw two different things. Like DeAnthony Thomas didn't have that strength,
Yeah.
necessarily running the ball.
Yeah.
But then you saw it in Tyreek. So
Yeah.
again, McCole can feel that, but
And this is a
can he?
team. This is a team. Before we move on, this is a team that has a lot to prove all across the board.
A lot.
You got
A lot.
Patrick. That people are saying, oh, well, Josh Allen's the number one QB in the league. Then you have McCole, a guy who can't be a number one wide receiver. You have Travis Kelce, who he's getting older. Can he continue to have seventh consecutive 1,000-yard season? Then you have guys like Juju, who's coming in. He can't be a legit number one. MVS, he was under the shadow of Devontae Adams. All across the board, you have all these guys who are coming out with something to prove, and I love it, man. I just love the fact that you're going to get everyone's back. Orlando Brown, he's trying to get a new deal. So you got a lot of guys even on the defensive side of the ball,
and it's going to be a sink or swim season for them.
Yeah.
I hope for the Chiefs that, and especially locally, I hope that they can get to 10 wins.
That's just it. This the first to 11 wins in the AFC West,
Yeah.
and you'll win the division.
Now, moving on to Major League Baseball, the competition committee votes for major rule changes for 2023. Steve, what are some of the changes they plan on implementing?
Man, this is interesting. They're going to include a pitch timer. So 15 seconds when bases are empty, 20 seconds with runners on base. Hitter receives one timeout per plate appearance. An average MLB 9-inning game, time reduced by 26 minutes from 2021 through 2022. So the second one is bigger bases. So first base, second base, and third base increased from 15 inches to square to 18-inch square. Bigger bases expected to have positive impacts on player safety.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And then shift restriction. This is the one that I'm kind of scratching my head.
Yeah.
So 2 infielders must be positioned on either side of second base when pitch is released. All 4 infielders must have both feet within the infield when pitcher is on the rubber. So I just don't agree with that one. I think that's taken away from
some strategy.
Yeah.
Because you want these people to be in place and in position.
Yep.
Especially for hitters that if they're known to tightrope the sideline. I mean tightrope the foul line.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different strategy that goes into that in baseball, and I think they're taking it away. I like the shot clock, play clock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I think it speeds up the game because you don't want to sit there and look at a guy taking time to dig in the dirt and spit and all. Yeah, let's take that away from the game so we can actually get to the exciting stuff.
I don't know if I like the fact that a guy can't call a timeout. Like if that's a part of a strategy as well. It's like, all right, I know he's getting ready to throw me a fastball. I know he's hot. I'm gonna call a quick timeout. It's like, all right, let me reset myself. Like I don't agree with not being able to call a timeout whenever you want.
No,
you don't like that? Okay.
You get one.
How much do you think it'll impact steals with the pitch timer, though?
Steals may go up because I mean, again, you get rushed and it's like we got to get this pitch off.
Yeah.
Like that because it adds a level of like another level of like thinking to it, and
for me. But it's like I felt like the steals and everything and dancing with the guy on base added like the excitement to the game or a different strategy. And now with like, you're kind of rushed. So I felt like maybe that might take away from the steals. That's why I asked. Cause I'm like, I enjoyed watching the steals and that type of stuff. So it's like, do you think, I thought they would actually decrease?
I think it may increase actually. Cause I would, when I played as a base runner, I definitely wanted to put the pressure on the pitcher. Like you better not hit the dirt, like whatever it is. So yeah. And especially if you have somebody fast on the bases.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it is gonna be interesting. But the thing I didn't get to see was the fact of what's gonna happen if they don't reach the time, if time expires. Like what's gonna be the deal of, all right, well, is your player gonna be able to advance? Is that Is it going to be an out?
Yeah,
Or I
that's
mean,
gonna be
like what
interesting,
is it?
Hmm.
Like, so I think they and all these tests and things that they do in the minor leagues, they try it out. But and you always gonna have those baseball heads that are just like, nah, we don't need to change anything. We're messing up the game. You're affecting the game.
Maybe you give them a 5-yard penalty, and now you pitch from the second base.
That'll be cool though, like because baseball has to get younger.
Yeah.
Like you just have to bring in that younger audience, and figure out ways to do that. But I think it's just marketing the players, letting players be themselves, letting players have their creativity. Because baseball is a sport where you can see the players.
Yeah, you
Like-
can see the players, and it's not as intimate as basketball, but
Yeah.
it's the closest thing to intimacy you
Yeah.
have to basketball than football. So
Yeah.
Now, tennis star CoCo Gauff had to explain what City Girls period means to reporter. Let's hear her response first.
Matt Futterman from the New York Times. You're so animated out there. I think more so than in Paris, significantly more.
Yeah.
Whether it was the Matumbo thing or I don't know what you want to call this.
That was supposed to be like a period, like City Girls period, like City Girls. It's a City Girls summer period.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I'm an old guy.
JT, Young Miami, you don't know?
I'm 53 years old.
It's supposed to be like period. You see, I got my long nails. It's supposed to be like
Okay.
that, you know?
Okay. Is that you feeding off the crowd, or is it planned, or what is all this stuff?
It's feeding off the crowd. I told my team after the match, I was like, for some reason, I'm so much more animated. I feel like I found like a chill, but I think it's balancing the both. It's the crowd, really, because I feel like sometimes when you're playing on the smaller courts, or not even a smaller court, because France was on Chartier, but maybe I feel like it's not as loud, and you can hear yourself scream, and I find that awkward for myself. Here, I can't hear myself scream, so it makes me want to do it more. But I think I'm feeding off the momentum a lot, and I enjoy it. I think New York is bringing out a side of me that I haven't had since I was 15, so it's nice.
Howard.
Yeah, that was kind of an awkward question. It's a fun question, but like, come on, man. And the reason why he asked that is because she did like a this and then gave a like that. And they were like, well, oh, were you doing something to the crowd? Like, were you being a keel, like a throat slash to the crowd? Come on, man. Like
Two
that's
Americas.
it's
Just two Americas.
and I'm glad she had fun with it and didn't take it,
Yeah.
to heart. But that's pretty cool to see like the culture in tennis.
Yeah, I feel like it speaks to what we just talked about with baseball, like them
Mhm.
being able to express and it being something that's like recent and hip. And I feel like that's why he didn't really understand it, like you said, because he's 50, so he didn't grasp it. But like for me, that's funny to see, like that's fresh air, that's new, that's like
Yeah.
hip, to where it's like, oh, that's dope that she is like in touch and like touching base with the crowd. I feel like
No,
it wasn't necessarily
definitely.
supposed to be a jab or an attack. Like
No, yeah, and I mean, I think the onus is on the journalists and the different people that don't know what she's talking about.
Try to create a narrative. That's what. Yes.
story.
No, well,
that's what they do.
Well, no, and I think it's up to those journalists to now the things she told them, like the City Girls,
Research.
JT, Karish, it's up to them to go do that research.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, she can kind of tell you what she did it for, but I'm not going to give you the definition of what it is.
Yeah.
You need to go find that on your own because that's something that's in popular culture.
Yeah.
So now you're outside of pop culture trying to talk to somebody about pop
Yeah.
culture. So he has a lot more research to do.
And so he's what do you say? He's 53. So
that
means
that doesn't mean anything.
no. I know, but my point.
Diddy
my point
is 50 something dating one of the city girls.
my point is the fact that he's 53. So he's old enough to know when to know better. Basically, he's young enough to still understand the pop culture in it.
He's
and,
breathing.
and
yes.
and he's old enough to know go back to when Serena was
Crip
young and wearing the leotards and the tights and the ones
and crip walking as
yes. And so like I'm kind of upset the fact that we still have to deal with that. Like
it's ignorance.
you don't understand, like she's not old. Like she's still young. She still listens to hip hop music. I'm sure his kids do, right? Like, but they don't take the time to understand
And
the players that they're trying to interview. And I think he was just trying to ask a question to some guys just do it for the viral moment.
And that's exactly where the disconnect is. There's a disconnect on one side that doesn't want to come over and actually genuinely get to know the culture. And that's and his questioning shows. And I love it because he would have asked me what period it is. I would have just lied. Like,
I feel like if anything, it showed his ignorance more than anything. Like that would be, if I was getting asked that question, I would just be like, "You're just so ignorant."
Can we hear that one more time? Like just the first part of it, because that was pretty cool.
Matt Futterman from the New York Times. You're so animated out there. I think more so than in Paris, significantly more. Yeah. Whether it was the Mutombo thing or I don't know what you want to call this.
That was supposed to be like a period, like City Girls period, like City Girls. It's a City Girls summer period. Okay. That's what it is.
I'm an old guy.
She's like, yeah, it's a City Girls period. Like,
like you better go do your research.
Yeah.
Now, Larry Fitzgerald to reportedly join ESPN's Monday Night Countdown as an analyst. Steve, what are your thoughts?
I like it. I think is he taking who was on Monday Night Countdown with him before? It was just got in trouble. Keep Talib.
Remember.
He was taking Keep Talib. I think he's taking a Keep Talib spot on Monday night. I don't know if is he still going to be on there. Has anyone heard?
Who knows?
Heard that, but yeah. So with his legal troubles, but I think it's going to be good. The thing about Larry Fitzgerald, I haven't heard him talk much. Like at least with some of these guys who are, you know whether they're doing gaming or they're doing just stuff out in the media, because most of these guys, when they take jobs like this, it's like LaShawn McCoy. We heard him talk. Like we heard him, the stuff that he said about Andy Reid, the hot takes, and it made himself be more popular so that way he could slide into his role on Fox. But Larry Fitzgerald, I haven't heard him say 2 words.
And
ever.
I'm interested to hear his take on games.
I mean, because he's one of those guys that's very knowledgeable and that a lot of receivers look up to. I mean, he's played a long time.
You look at how they installed Tony Romo, and he was able to call plays before they were even called, and just even having that intimate knowledge of the game. I want to see that from Larry.
Definitely. Now, South Carolina basketball team cancels BYU games over racist harassment at volleyball match. Q, we'll start with you.
Again, 2 Americas, and like people just ignorantly and purposefully not wanting to understand the culture outside of their own. And you see it becomes violent, and there's no room for that. Clearly at BYU, they have that culture there where, you know, they breed that culture of racism and violent racism on top of that. I mean, racism is violent from its core anyway, but still, like, you hate it for kids because as much as a lot of racist people say they want to protect kids and they're for kids, like these were kids being violently attacked, and nobody did anything. It's tough.
Shout out to Dawn Staley though. Like she's not gonna let anything slide, and that's the thing I love about it. She knows who she is. She knows from where she's from. You know, so like I have to commend her. Round of applause to her because these young women look up to her, right? Being a woman of color, Black woman especially. So I feel like she is pushing the culture forward and pushing young women forward as well. And you could just see it. Like even we talk about how like sometimes as not even coaches, but as older people move ahead in life, like she's one of the top coaches in ever of women's basketball. And so like I feel like she's not out of touch. You know, she's not out of like knowing what she wants to achieve and knowing what she stands for. And I applaud her for it.
Definitely. And especially going like from an athlete standpoint myself, like having that feeling and knowing that a coach is going to go to bat for you makes you want to be more invested to do better. Like knowing that a university believes in the same beliefs that you have and it's going to fight for you. I feel like that's so important, especially now with all the different controversies. Like when you're getting recruited, it's one thing to be told all the things you want to hear, but then when these actions are taken to where you really feel like, okay, my university really does care, it's huge.
And especially the young lady played volleyball. Like Don Staley doesn't coach volleyball.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Definitely. Love to see it. Now we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Patrick Beverley says LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be playing with him as opposed to vice versa. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. But there are now 15 women in coaching roles in the NFL, the most ever in any professional male league in the world.
Yeah.
Girl power.
That's cool because wasn't the first one Katie? Wasn't she from here?
I think so.
Yeah,
or had ties to Kansas City.
Yeah, we interviewed her at Radio Row that first year. We went to Super Bowl in Miami. We met her and all of that. So it's good to see to go from the first one in 2019 to now we have like 15 actively. Like that's dope.
Yeah, she's a twin actually too. Katie Sowers.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember Sowers. I mean, can't remember what her sister name is. We're friends on Facebook. But yeah, no, it's dope. It's dope to see, especially for a male dominated sport, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I believe her sister started at Ottawa University. They have a women's like tackle. They started women's tackle football.
Oh yeah,
at Ottawa University.
Yeah.
And her sister's the head coach, which I think is really dope. But yeah, no, and it was back when I think it was like Becky Hammond was coming up in the ranks that we talked about it. This is probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I don't really know how, with being a male dominated sport, how they're going to take, instruction from a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think now my mind is like, all right, I get it because you have these athletes who are mature, especially the veterans. they're able to see the bigger picture and see that they're not only just, they're trying to help. They can't do anything but help.
And then you look at if someone was to rebut with that, like, what does a woman know about football? Well, what did the men that ran football know? I mean, they knew about concussions for like 20 or 30 years, and they didn't even put that info out just to keep the players safe. So it's like, yeah, women can come in and actually add some integrity to it, like being able to understand the body, but then also how the sport affects your body over a long-term period. So again, we go to tackling technique and different things, and some men probably listen to women a lot better. So it's better for the sport, because again, the sport progresses, and that's what you want to see as time goes. I don't want the same NFL for 50 years.
Exactly. I agree.
And just a different perspective. And I feel like with right now, there's been so much talk of like equal opportunity and equal things for women. So what better to do than let them have those opportunities? I feel like it was always said before, but then they would never get the job, or like, yeah, you let them apply, but we're not going to give it to her. But to actually see them actively being able to make an impact is totally different. And just for me, like as a woman watching and like talking about sports, and I'm on the other side of like, oh, what does she know? Now it's like actual coaches. So like we do know something, like, I love to see the opportunities actually given.
Yeah, but and shout out to the NFL too, because it's kind of convenient that they put this out right now, right? I mean, it's convenient, but
we know the PR angle, but still there are people in positions.
Yeah,
so.
True. Yeah, and I don't want to downplay that at all, but it's like very convenient for the NFL to
No,
put out the nice little graphic.
we know the PR, because Chad Wheeler definitely on the opposite end of that PR. I know they hate that.
Now, Pat Bev says LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be playing with him as opposed to vice versa. Let's first hear Patrick Beverley's comments to reporter.
We'll be playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
They'll be playing with me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I made the playoffs last year. They didn't. That's the difference.
And he was dead serious. Yeah, they be playing with me. I made the playoffs last year. They did.
And what's funny is they probably had that joke between each other, and so he just took it there.
Yeah.
But if I'm the reporter, I'm like, so how many championship rings do you have, buddy?
But yeah, Patrick Beverley, he's just he's one of those guys, man.
He's a shock jock.
It's funny you say that. Nah, he's one of those guys, man. That's just like, you need that type of bulldog on your team. You really do. Yeah. It's like the Markieff Morris. You need that kind of the Draymond Greens of the world, that you never know what they're gonna say.
Just agitators.
Yeah. You need that.
You need it.
Now, Mariners host Work from the Ballpark Day.
Can we work from the ballpark?
Yeah, let's
look how boring baseball is. Come work.
I would do it though. I feel like it'd be a nice little change of scenery, instead of, if you work from home, it's better than sitting in your living room. At least you get to have a little
watch
bit
a
of
baseball
view.
game.
Right.
Look, it's much cheaper to go to a coffee shop, and I still get the social aspect.
What are the details on that? Because did they have to pay to go?
Yeah, tickets were $50 and included meal, seat, Wi-Fi access, and special entry from the right field gate.
$50, you get a meal? I mean, I get lunch too?
And free Wi-Fi. Like it's not always provided anyways.
Yeah. Steve heard all you can eat glizzy. Sign me up.
But I think it's cool though. Like, and I think they're the only ones in the major league that have done that so far.
Yeah, probably, but that's not anything that's going to catch on. Shoot. If you're in San Francisco or LA
for a new game,
or even Kansas City, like, I would do it. Are you going to work to go? No,
but I take that back. That's an incentive for like companies to say, hey, we annually we're going to do something different. We're going to do a work from Kauffman Stadium Day. Like, we're going to actually partake in this. I think as a boss, I would love to like have employees do that. Like, go out there and
but
I'm T-Mobile, like CEO, go out there, work from the park. As long as you can get your job done.
If you are these corporations that again are going younger and becoming more diverse, baseball is not an attraction.
True.
Yes, it is. If you can drink while you're there, everything's an attraction.
No, if you can drink. But again, do I want to spend $50 there, or do I want to go hit happy hour down in the Crossroads district?
True.
Where
But
I can
you're not gonna pop open your laptop at happy hour.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot more people at happy hour with laptops today.
Exactly.
How do you know?
Steve, our Wednesday night meetings.
Exactly, because I could tell you where my meetings normally are.
Yeah, I got y'all. Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying though, like in the middle of the week, Tuesday afternoon, why not hit a baseball game?
Now, if it's a Tuesday afternoon, and then I can go to the Royals game, and then for the 7th inning stretch, they have 2 Chainz performing with stripper poles and all that.
No.
See, now we're talking.
No way.
Now we're talking.
No way.
That would be something I would spend $50 for.
Yeah, but no, it's cool. In all seriousness, it's cool though. Like I really think that it should be something that should be league wide.
It's something that they could build on.
Yeah.
But again, how do you make baseball interesting?
True. Now, Brett Favre sure has some interesting stuff going on. He's being questioned by FBI for alleged role in Mississippi welfare scandal per report.
Whatever they say he did it.
Oh, he did that.
Because you see why he was so against Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, all these millions of dollars and it's supposed to help y'all? Nah. I'm gonna go take 70 million and put it in my pocket.
But it's crazy that how this is kind of not getting the, I would say, recognition that it should. Within media, because like people could take this and really run with it, but it's kind of getting swept under the rug. So I'm glad we're talking about it.
It's getting swept under the rug because now it's going state after state. So now it'll become a bigger issue when you start seeing all of these GOP senators that have been withholding funds, and we've seen it. Like Mississippi is not the first state, but we're talking about it because Brett Favre is implicated.
So is he going to be the fall guy?
No,
is
he's
Brett
not
Favre going to be a fall guy.
No, because he's the most notable name. Like even
sometimes for the higher ups they want that notable name to be out there in front.
Because even in the report, it mentioned a lot of different people from different fields. That was just the only celebrity. So again, the senator took the COVID funds that were supposed to go and help repair water systems or whatever it was supposed to, some type of like public services.
Yeah.
And so what he did is said, oh, well, I'm just going to give 70 million to Brett Favre to say he's going to speak to the community. And who did that help? And so now in Jackson, they don't even have clean running water.
Oh, I saw that the other day. This lady turned on some brown water.
So now you see the funds that were supposed to go to the public, they went to Brett Favre to act like he's speaking, and he didn't even show up to speaking engagements. So again,
if I got brown water, I'm blaming Brett Favre.
You could blame more than Brett Favre. You could blame.
Let's just start there.
You can blame your senator you can blame your governor. I'm sorry, senator. I keep saying senator. You can blame your governor.
Yeah.
In Mississippi because he misappropriated those funds, and that's why they're talking to Brett Favre. I mean, hopefully he gets locked up for 10 or 15 years. Probably won't happen, but he's a thief.
At least we got to see him play live. At least got to see him play in Super Bowl.
He
didn't want no autograph. Like he didn't sign nothing.
I want to see him play in the longest yard. Like go to prison and go play in that football league.
You'll be running game.
See how good you are then.
Now we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our Hit It or Love It segment. Kick it off with our Stinkers of the Week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at KCWeSpin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic.
For love it or hate it. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week, we have the Air Max Penny 1 Photon Dust.
These are cool. I mean,
the penny ones, I like them.
I don't think I would rock.
I just don't like the rough nubuck that they have on it. It's kind of like not suede, but then you get that dirty and it's like that off white or cream. Yeah, not a good situation. But
They
they're
give
cool.
me dad vibes. You know, like the throwback dad shoes. That's what they give me.
These ain't that. These ain't got the Air Monarch vibes.
I'm not rocking them. The Air Jordan Georgetown.
I love these.
I like these too.
Wow.
Tough.
It's winter shoe, but until snow hits.
True.
Until snow hits, but these are nice.
The Jordan 5 Low Paname.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, these are dope. I like the color. I really do. It's like that dusty brown, sandy brownish ish. Yeah, I like these a lot.
That's a good fall shoe.
Yep.
My favorites this week, the Dunklo GS Hot Curries.
I like these too.
Those
They're
good.
pretty dope.
These all right. Yeah.
With the Papa color too.
Mhm.
I rock them.
Yeah.
Now, Bills Isaiah McKenzie does gender reveal touchdown celebration for sister and win over Rams.
Super dope.
Let's see the replay.
The big man Spike.
Didn't score though. Like, would they just have not known?
I don't know. But you so like
I mean, Jazz, you didn't know the NFL is scripted.
that's what I'm going to say. Like the first 16 plays, your first drive, all of that is scripted. So you know what plays you're going to.
No,
run.
I'm talking about the whole season.
Oh no, stop it, Q.
It's scripted.
No, but he knew. He's like, all right. He probably got with her significant other and was like, hey, I can do the gender reveal for you guys. This week is going to be about me. So hey, when I score, I'm gonna give y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even if it wasn't this week, it probably could have been next week or the week after, or even after the baby came.
True.
It's like, all right, it's a boy. Oh, we already knew that.
Now, Las Vegas Aces players twerk in locker room after
Oh, my
WNBA
goodness.
Finals
Oh, my
berth.
goodness.
Let's
Hate it
see
or
it.
love it.
Let's see. We don't have.
Get it.
That's funny.
I love it.
Yeah, they having
Yeah.
fun. They were having. Jazz, you played on a women's team. Did you guys do any twerking? in the locker
We
room?
definitely had a couple locker room sessions. It's real. Like, that's why I love this. And we were just talking about that earlier with like her doing the city girl stuff. Like, it's just fun. It makes it fun. You see the personality. It makes it raw. I love to see stuff like that.
Yeah. I love it because some men get mad at women having fun. And it's like, look at you, Debbie Downer.
And I know when, like, y'all didn't dance in the locker room. You can't tell me that y'all didn't have dances and stuff and get hyped.
That was cute. That was all cute.
I was not.
He was in there.
I was not a dancer in high school. That's so funny.
You remember when Petey Pablo came out?
Yeah.
His shirt, take your shirt off. We can light her head like a helicopter. That was cute.
Good thing we know that's a lie.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love it. Now, Ravens Lamar Jackson does not reach contract extension. Hate it or love it.
This is tough.
I hate it. I mean, I love it for him because now he can just go out and play and not worry about a contract.
And this is the first time I've seen like the general manager put out a statement. Like, what did he say? Despite best efforts on both sides, we were unable to reach a contract extension with Lamar Jackson. We greatly appreciate how he has handled this process, and we are excited about our team with Lamar leading the way. We will continue to work towards a long-term contract after the season, but for now, we're looking forward to a successful 2022. This can be only go bad. This is the only way that it can go. One, you have a quarterback who's going to want to get paid next year, right? So do you think he's not going to make business decisions out there?
Right.
He's going to make business decisions out there. He's definitely going to do that.
That's why I said it works out for him.
So that extra yard that you think that you're going to get from him, he's not going the extra mile. Like, he's just not going to do it.
But didn't he? So he's franchised this season and then possibly next.
No, he's still finishing out his contract. Like,
Oh,
he
I
still
thought they
has
said
his
he
deal.
franchised this
No,
morning.
he's did they franchise him? Because I believe he's still finishing out his deal. Yeah, he's still finishing out his deal, and then they could franchise him next year.
Next year, okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, so like I just don't get it, and that's the reason why a lot of these guys hate the franchise tag, and you get guys that'll sit out. I don't think he'll play under the franchise tag. I don't see that at all.
Play under the, no, he.
I don't see that at all.
And even still, how disrespectful.
Yeah.
And it kind of
for a former MVP.
It kind of goes to show you need an agent. You really do.
I mean,
had he had an agent, I think a deal would have been done.
You need an agent, but that's also very disrespectful.
Yeah.
From
as much as he done
the Ravens end. Exactly.
What have you done for me lately?
In jersey sales, in culture.
I don't care about that.
But yeah.
What have you done for me lately? When's the last time you got us to the playoffs?
But if I'm him, like Q said, the disrespect, like, so you're going to sit here and say, oh, we're so excited for him to lead the way, but we're not going to give you what you want. So it's like, how excited are you then?
And look how they did. Look how the Chiefs did Tyrann Mathieu.
Well,
We're excited. We love to have him.
Well, look how they did Tyrann Mathieu, but then look at the pieces they added around him. What pieces have they added around him on offense?
Yeah, I mean, they got DeMarcus
So
Robinson, they
again,
got D-Rob.
The disrespect.
Yeah,
like, you're not helping me, but you're still supporting me and still want me to be here.
Oh, I can't wait till he's playing with the Saints.
Now, Klay Thompson heated with NBA 2K bombs for 3-point shooting rating. Hate it or love it.
I love it, man. Speak out, Klay. Talk your talk, Klay. But again, it's what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
Klay, you were injured.
No, he
2
was
seasons.
He was injured.
Like, come on, man.
Also, how serious is it? Like, guys take
serious.
their ratings and everything so
Oh, it's serious. Yeah, we had a
Why?
huge conversation because it's like it's a rating thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
It's definitely matters, especially in a sport like this where you pretty much live and die by your confidence.
True.
And so yes, but Klay is one of those guys. He'll come out and probably hit about 40, 60 point games in a row, and then they'll increase it.
It's kind of like one of those things if you're amongst your peers. Let's just say there was a Kansas City ranking system of best female sports radio personalities. And they gave you out of 100, they gave you like a 5. Well, how would you feel? How would you feel?
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the same thing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, J.R. Smith says Michael Jordan smoked him at golf and talked trash the whole entire time. Hate it or love it.
I love it because that's classic MJ.
Yeah, classic MJ. But then a guy that probably is coming out here thinking he knows everything. He was just on a college golf team and all of this, and then MJ came out there. Look, I've been playing this sport longer than you've been alive, buddy.
The old guy. Old guy. Yeah, and the crazy thing is what he told him. Like he said that we're gonna bet. He's like, all right, we're gonna bet every hole, like 5 a hole or something like that. And he's like, and JR said, I told him 500, not 5,000. MJ's like, yeah, I know what you mean. He said you were good, you wasn't great, or something like that. He said. So MJ always got them. I'm hit you under the gut because I know I'm better than you.
Yeah, as he should.
So I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, Bronny James posts Instagram photos in Ohio State Buckeyes gear. Hate it or love it.
It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Start the rumors now, young man.
Thanks.
Yeah, it
because he didn't officially sign.
No. But the thing about it is, just after watching Bronny, and maybe he just didn't give it his all when they came to Kansas City, but I just didn't see it. And I don't want to judge anybody's kid, right? Like, I know he's still in high school, he's still an amateur, so I'm not going to go there. But I don't know. I just don't know. I love to see him.
You just didn't see that it from him right now.
Yeah. But then when they just showed the highlights of him, like when they played in France, when they are on this other league that they were playing in, he was dunking on people. I'm like, where was that Bronny at? Well, why we didn't get to see that Bronny? But yeah,
I mean, it ebbs and flows, man.
Yeah,
you know that as an athlete. Yeah. But I'm interested to see one where he goes to college.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. And what other better place than Ohio? And I could tell you something. You think LeBron's gonna let his kid go halfway across the country and he not go back to the Cavs?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
You heard it here first.
Yes. Because LeBron didn't get to go to college. Miami was his college.
True.
His 4 years in Miami was that. So yeah.
Now, KD comments back to Twitter user about NBA 2K rating. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
Yeah, this is funny. So KD, of course, there's another ranking system here. So 99 is the high for any video game. And so Ronnie 2K is like, the video supposedly like the end all be all when it comes to the NBA 2K. And so KD tweeted Ronnie 2K and said, hey, Ronnie 2K, I'm going to need an explanation on why I'm not a 99. This has become laughable. And so there was a video that a young or a Twitter or, basically a YouTuber he created. We have the video, so let's play the video real quick.
You gotta love when them NBA 2K ratings come out. KD saw his rating at 96 and said, nah, man, Ronnie, what you doing? He should be a 99. What you think? Damn sure not a 99, KD. You're nice, you're good, you're top 5, but not a 99.
And KD responded to that and said, you uploaded this in record timing, my boy. Yeah, that's funny though. That's funny that KD has the time. But like I said, you get these guys and they definitely get upset when they're not top. They're not 99s.
I understand now. I'll give you credit.
Yeah. But the thing about KD going back and just talking to the guys,
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, UCLA reports an absolutely fraudulent attendance of 27,000. Hate it or love it.
I love it. Look. Yeah, that was crazy. It was like a high school game there.
Yeah, but look at the transition. We go from KD, instead of using his burner account, now using his regular account, but now them using burner numbers. You definitely didn't have. How many did they say was out there?
27K.
Yeah,
it was 2,700. That's what they meant. They didn't move the decimal, the comma over one placement.
Maybe. Kansas State Wildcats band director Frank wants the vulgar KU change at football games to stop. The Cannonball song could go away if it continues. Hate it or love it.
Let the kids be. It's an atmosphere.
What does the song say?
It's like FKU or something crazy like that. It's our resident KU grad alum K-State, not KU. K-State alum said that it's not a part of the chant. It's not a part of it. It's not a part of it.
I mean, well, they need to add it to the chant then. If they're ad-libbing, stick to the script.
Yeah, and think about it too. It's like you get all these sayings, even in high school. Instead of saying the BS, they say push it. You know, something that sounds like it, but it's not it. Yeah. So they need to come up with something clever.
Thanks. You get the point.
Come up with something clever, I think. Man, another great show today, y'all. We appreciate everyone who tuned in on today's show. Remember, you can catch our show on Mondays, a replay. Mondays, 100.1 FM. Remember to like us and follow us on all our social media channels. You can catch myself and Darren Smith. We'll be doing our Kansas City Chiefs pregame cheat sheet tomorrow live from Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, as the Chiefs get ready to take on the Cardinals right before kickoff. Until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
Views and opinions expressed at the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.